of all black babies since 1974 were cut up and killed and never born. That's what this was all about. And listen, but here's the thing. That was a beta test for everybody else.
Yep.
That was a beta test, and I'm sorry to get into subjects like this, but this is what we're talking about. The system didn't come and try to right some previous wrong to try to empower people. It did what it did to take control of the population. As Margaret Sanger said, we're going to pose as liberals so we can kill these black weeds. You can pull those quotes up. Universities have her letters. Oh, she's burning in hell now, don't worry.
Yep.
The point is, as a non sequitur, MSNBC will call me up and they say, you believe in a new world order, does that mean you're a racist? I don't know, I'm not like a liberal fake scumbag like you who's out there promoting the killing of 51% of black people. I mean, listen, 74 is the year I was born, 38 years ago. Half the black people, and let's say there's some racist here, or tribalist, or whatever. I get everybody's fighting each other, I get it, I understand it. Everybody's been screwed by everybody. I understand it. Okay? I understand from the black perspective, white perspective, Mexican, everything. I get it. The point is, I don't agree with it, but I get it. I know why people do this. The point is, are you going to sit there with 51% of the black kids and line them up and shoot them in the head yourself? Because if you're not going to sit there with little black children and shoot them right in the head yourself because, well, you know, they don't deserve to live, boom! Then don't give me that bull. If you don't have the nerve to line those kids up and blow their heads off, I don't want to hear it.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. This is an anti-human agenda that's being done against us all, and it's got to come down, it's got to be defeated, it's got to be changed. Cancer's up by over 2,000% in the last 50 years. Diabetes by 3,000+%. Neurological disorders, thousands of percent. Autism, 10,000%. The plague is everywhere. We're all being killed. We're all being attacked. We're all being aborted after we're born, and I'm sick of it. And it's time for the New World Order to back off. Because make no mistake, I don't have the words or the will to express to you how real this is. You're experiencing it, how real it is. And they start World War III, you're really going to see how real it is. Because these globalists are so ruthless, 9 out of 10 nuclear reactors are now openly leaking. And what does the EPA do? They raise the level of radioactive waste and safe 100,000 times. Go look at the EPA's own website. These are crazy people. My God, I'm almost gone crazy just watching them. God almighty, when does this crazy land end? When does humanity wake up? When does humanity say no? When does humanity start stopping some globalist guts? Make no mistake, humanity. The globalists are watching right now. I want to hear humanity's war room. I don't care what you do to me. I'm coming on hard. Son of a bitch. Do we really want to turn our species over and everything we are and everything we're ever going to be to a bunch of inbred, psychopath, globalist trash? I consider it an honor to run up against their barbed wire. I consider it an honor to crush globalist scum. This war we face is run by a bunch of chicken-neck, globalist, cowardly nerds who think we're weak, and they've learned how to attack real men through sneaky means. Real men and women have to wake up to what they've done, get scientific, realize it, spread the word, and we're going to kick their ass. You know, George W. Bush, after he staged 9/11 with his daddy, he said, you're either with us or with those this wasn't a bunch of bull and had actually looked into it. I know a lot of you looked into it, but if you looked into it, this rabbit hole's so deep. Things I've seen are so out of control, it's ridiculous that anybody would serve this system, that anybody could think that you're going to win serving this evil. The only thing you're going to do is destroy your family. There's not even a choice here fighting this new world order. There's not even a debate. There's not even a discussion once you've seen what I've seen. And I know a lot of you've seen it. A lot of you've seen things I haven't seen. How the hell can we give ourselves over to this evil? How can we be part of this? All I know is it's a choice. And I'm saying, I'm not part of this, and I'm putting all in against this right now. Right now. Right now on the table. And that's what it is to be alive. You want to be alive? You're not going to find it in some Armani suit. You're not going to find it in a mansion or some bling. You're going to find truth defending the innocent against evil. That's the only place you're going to find it. I put my name, my children, my wife, my treasure on the line, and I am committed. And when you're committed, there's nothing that can stop you. Can you imagine the awakening that's going to happen if they release those bioweapons? After we warn people so much, God Almighty, I hope the next phases of what we've broken down don't happen. God Almighty, I hope they don't. But I know one thing, I'm sure selfish. I've sure gotten my family ready. And if we back them off and it doesn't happen, I'll be accused of fear-mongering, and that's good. Because you got to know in the real world, heroes don't ever get honored for what they do, but that doesn't matter. Because the payment for liberty is in the innocent surviving. That's what matters. God Almighty, there's so much here to cover. Let me just read through some of these. Fighting tyranny is not work, it's destiny. It is fulfillment. Survival is winning. You just live, you survive. Wonderment is winning. The controllers know that we are not animals. They know that we are builders and creators. They are attempting not just to play God, but to become God. They are counterfeiters. They want our free will shut down. We sleep, they live. The state is not God. What are the solutions? Well, first off, it's to wake up. And I've already talked about what that means. That's different for every person out there. But to wake up is to tune into something powerful. Know that. The reason many people tune into reality and tune right out is because they can't handle it. The question is, can you handle it? Wake others up once you're awake. That is the key. Realize that you are the most important of missions. You are on an incredible mission, alive in an amazing time, in a struggle against death and life. I had good and evil here, but that's not right. It's death and life. The New World Order. How do you see the Bible as a child? I didn't understand it. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. That's all it wants. That's all it's here to do is destroy this planet. It's a great contest that we're involved in. And the system tells us it doesn't matter what we do, it's all preordained, but that's a lie. Because if you really know the history in the world, we are deciding what we do, what we stand for, brings in God's providence. I already talked about this earlier. The devil's greatest trick is convincing the world he doesn't exist. Again, I'll say this to you now. If you're an atheist, if you're whatever you are, the point is the elite, I've studied them, they believe in a devil. They believe in Lucifer. They worship a Lucifer. And whether it's real or not, they're manifesting it at Skull and Bones and Bohemian Grove and all the rest of it. They revel in hurting innocents. They revel in hurting children. Everything they stand for is the opposite of what we stand for. Think about that. Look at history before you deny or scoff. Because those that ignore history are fools, and they will repeat it. I seek to not repeat history. I seek a A reprieve. Realize that you're on the most important mission of missions, and that you represent the survival of humanity and the struggle of good versus evil. An infinity of activism. Everything you do, you won't hear it back. At least the first day of the first year. But it will come back to you. The question is, do you realize it? It's like a rock in a pond. What is that activism doing? What does that activism say? What is it going to create in the larger destiny? That's the question. And again, it's that right purpose. It's that commitment. It's not that you even think you're going to save the world by your actions. It's that the spirit of liberty and freedom and truth and justice, and that you do the right thing because you're compelled to do it. And that's an unstoppable order in the world. That's a transmission. That's a coded message. That's a command. It's a demand. It is calling down the power of the creator of the universe. And nothing can stop that. You're not going to find it in these 501c3 sold out New World churches. You're going to find it. You're going to find it facing evil. Recognize false paradigms and help others recognize them. And there's just countless false paradigms. And no one's pure, so everything's false to a certain extent. But there is all these false systems of thought and economies, but they're always about playing groups off against each other. They're always about division. They're always about infighting. They're always seeking to divide the people. And you can recognize them once you're awake. Once you have discernment, you will recognize them. Map the artificial habitat proto-matrix grid. A proto-matrix is a matrix that's not complete yet. The Matrix movie, as I said with Terminator, was actually written about again in the 70s. You can pull this up. It's in my book, Descent to Tyranny, online. It's free online everywhere. Where the Pentagon talked about all the things you basically see in the Matrix as their own crazy vision of how we're all plugged into machines. Incrementally, we're being programmed towards interfacing with the machines, into buying into the false reality, buying into the robot cars, the robot houses, the robot helicopters, the robot drones, a system where we're displaced from everything, and these big automated systems run everything so that we don't have a choice, so we don't live on the land, so we're not independent, and all the government documents, all the government training is attacking those Amish and those farmers and those separatists and those people that want to be left alone and grow their own food. They've got to be watched. They're dangerous because it wants to force you into its system where it controls you. Realize that. It's happening. It's part of this dependence control grid that we're facing. Don't underestimate the enemy's twisted designs. If you can think of it, they're doing it. I played this game at the office. The most wild thing you can imagine the government's doing. Just typing in the search engine. Oh, they're doing it. Oh, they've been doing it 20 years. It is mind-blowing to see this going on. It is mind-blowing to see this happening. But don't underestimate your power and the power of action. And I'm going to give you some examples of this. Last night I'm driving up here and we wanted to get some bottled water. So we pull in to a CVS pharmacy, partway to Dallas. And I'll walk in and there's like giant take your flu shot signs. And there's fluoride water for babies everywhere. So I shoot like a 2-minute video. And like a third of the comments were, I can't believe he wasn't thrown out. I can't believe he got away with this. And I'm like, I had to wait 10 minutes for one cashier to show up. These are all corporate robot drone systems.